Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness. Aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
Yeah, my name is Jasniti Kaldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Good night. It's Friday. Let's get ready to rock and roll. 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. No time to waste wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You just have 1 hour of straight up. Let me say good night to the folks at that Stabrook Market area, all those hard-working vendors. Good night to all of you. Somebody said that they have a big screen television, and this is how they usually watch Straight Up, and they do watch other programs in the nights. Well, Straight Up is here, after straight up, there's really nothing else. Just probably a little toops, and that's it. Let me see how many of you understand what I just said there. Toops. After straight up, just a little toops, and that's it, right? Anyways, TG, thank God it's Friday. Good night to all of you. If you haven't shared the link, please do, if you do care to. And if you have already, thank you so much. All right. I noticed somebody's asking what's the topic for tonight. The topic, at least we see the headline there, the corrupt Guyana police force. Again, and Trey J said, drinks toops mean you take a toops. All right. And all the folks over at Bamba Mali, at the Five Corner as well. Not just Bamba Mali, but the Five Corner and the Five Corners, right? That's in, how many of you, let me see if you know where the Five Corners is located. Border Market too. Thank you so much, Dennis Atwell. Border Market all over, they are watching straight up. And not probably, they're watching straight up at Freedom House as well. They're watching it at Office of the President, wherever they are. But wherever they are, they're watching it. Good night to the guys at probably in Camp Street who are watching too. Probably at Lusignan who are watching, and Timeri and Berbice and maybe Mazuruni who are watching. You notice I try to get a facial expression for almost every single point I try to make. Good night to all those in the prison system. Especially those who are wrongfully charged and awaiting trial for a very, very long time. It's not a good thing to wrongfully charge people and have them await trial for such a long time. It's just not a good thing at all. And so a new facial expression as we deal with some topics tonight. Police force, the Guyana police force has never been the way it is today. It has always been corrupt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But it was not that blatantly corrupt, I would say, under the coalition. Under the coalition, senior policemen started to put their tails right underneath their legs, and they didn't want to wiggle, because if they wiggle, they will dabble. They had some serious folks who were hunting, monitoring their professional work. And that's what I mean by hunting them down, mind you. And so you had also the head, the chairman of the Police Service Commission, a no-nonsense guy, Paul Slow. Paul Slow was watching them. The sad thing is, though, and I've always maintained this here, the person who was sitting there under the coalition, as the Minister of Home Affairs should not have been that person. And let me see if you know who that person was. That was the Minister of Home Affairs under the coalition. And that person should not have been there. We're friends. I think we're still friends. Recommended a corrupt treason charge against me, but it is what it is, and you throw history and certain things behind you, but it doesn't mean because you put it behind you that you should forget about it. Certainly not. Hey, how are you guys doing? You heard the news, and good night to Wayne Caesar. He's in the audience with us. He didn't want to come on the show tonight because he's preparing for his big show tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It's called Over to You with Wayne Caesar. All right, so as we prepare for tonight's show, sorry about that, talking about the Guyana police force, serious allegations of corruption, serious allegations of involvement in drugs, and all manner of serious crimes. Now, just allegations, mind you. This is not to say that any policeman or policeman or policewoman is guilty of any crime. Just allegations. With regards to this particular policeman, there is a serious allegation that's leveled against him. And the allegation that is leveled against him is that he allegedly knew something about that big cocaine bust. And this is the big cocaine bust. that he knew something about that. And not surprising though, instead of the Guyana police force, instead of the senior ones in the Guyana police force, remove the officer in question, Mr. Saw, and conduct or attempt to conduct an independent investigation. They removed him from his post as commander of Region 1, where that huge cocaine bust was made. And kudos to outside law enforcement agencies who made it happen. Had it been for the Guyana police force, because they do have a narcotics section, that narcotics section is not being utilized. It is said to be corrupt. And then you have Kanu, some very senior officers in Kanu are said to be corrupt. And so you just don't know who to turn to in Guyana when it comes to certain investigations. And so allegations is that this senior policeman, commander of Region 1, superintendent, probably senior superintendent Hemnat Saw, is it is alleged that he knew something. Again, alleged that he knew something. We here on 107.1 FM, we're not saying that he's guilty, but he was swiftly removed from his post and placed into some corner in the Guyana police force, something he was placed to do. We are not hearing the correct thing to have done to this particular officer and maybe others who are alleged to have been involved, alleged again, then they should have been sent home, immediately sent home, pending an investigation into this matter. You've got to investigate the matter. You can't just take a police officer, whether it's this police officer, whether it is Watts, it doesn't matter who it is. If an allegation is leveled against a police officer, you investigate that. You send that officer home on what is considered to be paid leave. You send them home. You don't reassign them, because if you reassign them, so that's what's happening in the Guyana police force. I noticed Bossman Gulliver said, give him a light detector test. Excuse me, I mean a polygraph test, a lie detector test. That's all right, Bossman Gulliver. It's probably a typo there, but a lot of the senior officers in the Guyana police force have taken polygraph tests. And not surprising to many of you, almost all of those officers, 99% of those officers, have failed their polygraph test, have failed the polygraph test, including the crime chief, the current crime chief, who is tipped to be, one of them that is identified to be the replacement of Hickett. Now, let's take a look at this here now. Polygraph test. Watts, according to information, couldn't make it past maybe the first or second round. And the polygraph test was conducted by independent law enforcement agencies. And questions that were asked, or whether they took money, bribe, whether they were involved in any sort of sexual favors within the Guyana police force, whether they were involved in protecting drug lords, whatever it is. And those serious questions, many of the police officers failed miserably, failed it. And a lot of them are right up there in the Guyana police force. They failed it. Blanham is the crime chief, and he failed the polygraph test. So now how can you have a crime chief who has not scored well on something as important as the polygraph test? Now, we're not sure. 5 of them are now being considered as a replacement to Hicken. Hicken, who is currently preparing to vacate his office. He has got to go. It is said that the international community, well, law enforcement agencies have no confidence in Hicken, and therefore Hicken has to go. The question, Hicken now wants to be confirmed. Hicken believes that with all the things that he has done for the PPP regime, and I really do mean all the things he has done, putting aside the police involvement in the shooting to death of 3 unarmed persons in Linden. Hicken was the commander under the PPP regime. They protected him. He later rose to the rank from that, and he went on, deputy, he went on, and now he is acting commissioner of police. Lots and lots of allegations leveled against the acting commissioner of police. And these allegations upon allegations upon allegations, it appears that the international partners, law enforcement agencies, are fed up with these allegations and fed up that nothing is being done. And with the recent finding or the bust of this cocaine in Region 1, where it is said that Hicken talked on one side of the mouth, talked on the other side of the mouth, and confused himself when certain questions were asked. As a result of that, added all of the other controversies, as a result of that, international law enforcement partners, mind you, according to a source, they are not comfortable with Hicken. Not because he's standing next to his good friend Azruddin Mohammed, who was sanctioned by the U.S. government and is set to be wanted for extradition. That is according to what the information is. Set to be wanted for a variety of serious crimes, according to the allegations. He's standing next to Azruddin there. Now, outside of that, the so-called president of Guyana now is in a bad spot. He is in a bad spot. He is forced to make statements, and the statements might very well be against his friends, some of whom are drug lords, some of whom are money launderers, gold smugglers, and so forth. And this here, right after he was confronted and told that Hicken has got to go. Hicken has got to go. He now wants to pretend, Irfan Ali wants to pretend that he cares about eradicating or dismantling the drug operations in Guyana. This is a big lie. Irfan Ali has no interest in doing so. For him to do so, then he has to start with maybe himself and maybe other members, senior members of his government, including good friends of the PPP who are part and parcel of the private sector commission. So this here is just a blow, Christmas blow. But what is top on his agenda right now is ensuring that Hicken goes. And Hicken has to go as quickly as possible. Now, when Hicken goes, or before Hicken goes, they are currently negotiating something. They're negotiating his package. He is acting commissioner. So in order for him to get a good package, the negotiation basically has to come to a point where or whether Hicken will be confirmed or not. Now, if he is confirmed and he demits office, in fact, he should have been out. He is past retirement age, and the PPP still have him there for obvious reasons. Whether to do the dirty works of the PPP or not, I don't know. But John Public out there and Jane Public have been, the perception, is that he is there to do the dirty works of the dirty and corrupt PPP regime. Now, in terms of his package. You confirm him. If he is confirmed, then he gets a big pension package. If he's not confirmed, then his pension package will be only at a certain level. If he is confirmed and then goes into retirement the next week, then he gets everything. Now, the question, though, is in order for Hicken to be confirmed, guess who has to play a role? And since that person, who happens to be the opposition leader, Aubrey Norton, opposition leader Aubrey Norton, has to play a role. According to the Constitution, the Guyana Constitution, the top cop can be confirmed after consultation with the leader of the opposition. And once the leader of the opposition say, yes, he agrees, then whoever sits there as president will go along, the two of them. So if Irfan Ali says he wants to confirm Hicken, then he goes to Aubrey Norton, the leader of the opposition. That's according to the Constitution, right? And he goes to Mr. Aubrey Norton and say, Mr. Norton, let me confirm this man. And if Aubrey says yes, then Hicken is confirmed. But if Aubrey Norton, the leader of the opposition, says, no, I don't want to confirm this guy because he's highly controversial, and especially what happened under his watch as commander when he was responsible for the Linden area, especially the killing of those 3 unarmed guys. So Aubrey Norton, the leader of the opposition, it is in his hands right now whether to confirm or not to confirm Hicken or not to confirm Hicken. I don't know whether Mr. Norton was approached as yet or not, but read between the lines what is happening here. There's a high possibility that Irfan Ali will approach the leader of the opposition or make a public cry and say that he wants to have a meeting with the leader of the opposition. You guys watch out for that. Ms. Denise Booker, how are you? Ms. Booker is saying they will pass a bill to keep the opposition leader out. There can be no bill that can be passed that would interfere with the Constitution unless it's a 2/3 majority in Parliament. So, Ms. Booker, a good try, but I like the direction the argument and the discussion is going, but thank you for that. So let's get back to this little poll, so to speak. How many of you guys think that the leader of the opposition should agree to confirm Hicken as the Commissioner of Police before he goes? How many of you guys say yes? How many of you guys say no, Hicken should not be confirmed? I'd like to see your comments on that. How many say yes? How many say no? How many say yes? How many say no? I'm reading you. You guys are saying no. You guys don't Tony Hack. Let's not get to the PvP. Let's not allow our bums to raise. And there's certain things just cannot happen. If you recall what happened with acting Commissioner of Police, Floyd McDonald, he left as an actor. He left as an actor. And so the Constitution is very powerful. I understand your point, but they're not going to be, they're stupid. The PvP guys are really dotish. But trust me, when it comes to certain things, and I do get your point, Tony Hack, but that is why we gotta watch these vagabonds in the PvP regime. I'm seeing lots and lots of no. I hope somebody can convey this to the leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton. And so far, all of the no's and the no, and You mean not a single one of you are of the view that Hicken should be confirmed? Not a single one of you? And y'all are preparing for church on tomorrow, those who go to church tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, and not a single yes? Wait, bear no. If Clifton Hicken is watching, then he must, this must be a sad situation. No, and no, and no, and no. No, and no, and no. Everybody's saying no. Everybody is saying no. Everyone is saying no. And then I will, hell no, and no, and hell no, and no, and hell no. Hell no. Well, we got the message. We got the message that we got the message. We got the message. Francine Cruz, instead of dealing with the subject, using out Aubrey there. Francine Cruz again tonight. Francine, the question is whether Mr. Aubrey Norton should agree with the confirmation of Hicken before he leaves for retirement. Too many no's. You guys, every one of you, no, 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 no. Now let's get to this guy. How many of you recognize this guy with a red background? Red background. How fitting, right? How many of you guys recognize this policeman? How many of you guys recognize him? Some of you may have been on protest. Some of you may have been tear gassed. Some of you may have been beaten, and all manner of things, disrespected, violated your constitutional rights, and all manner of things. All manner of things. How many of you guys recognize this guy? You guys know your policemen. You guys know them. Any one of you in the audience, were you ever beaten by this guy? Wrongfully jailed by him? Your rights violated? Any of you ever got tear gas? Any of you? Because you know, at one point in time, this guy, Watts was notorious when it comes to violating people's rights in terms of the right to protest. People were tear gassed, people were beaten, people were wrongfully locked up, and all manner of things. And yes, you have recognized him. He is Errol Watts. Errol Watts. And so Irfan Ali has identified him as one of the 5 top police officers to replace controversial Hicken. Controversial Hicken. You know, and so you're going to remove a controversial acting top cop and then put another controversial individual. Dennis Atwell, I'm all too familiar with the 2 brothers. 2 different individuals, but I'm familiar with the 2 brothers. They're originally from somewhere 51 or 50 Leeds Village under quarantine, and so Dennis Atwell, I'm familiar with them, right? I'm familiar with them. So here is what. So how many of you agree, or how many of you believe that Watts should be the next commissioner of police? Yes or no? Come on. We're going. Tonight is a night that we're dedicating to these guys. Dennis Atwell says yes. I don't know what yes means, but yes, that you agree that he should take over from they get lots of no's, and the no's. I see where the no's, lots of no's. Lots of no's. Waiting for lots of, you guys are writing, you guys are typing these no's like with anger, like vexation, like no, you know, as though he is tear gas you guys as well. beaten you guys as well, and all these manner of things, all these manner of things, all of the no's and no's and no's. There's nothing. We're not seeing a no from. We're sticking to the subject, Miss Booker. Don't rush the brush. Let's see whether let's get you to vote a yes or a no, a yes or a no. And look, I am speaking from personal experience with almost all of these senior police officers. Personal experience, and for me, this is a big no. For the police force to grow, Watts is a big no. That's just me, mind you, and it might surprise a lot of you guys that I have known Watts since we were all little boys. And I'm not afraid to put aside that sort of little boy days and say no. Not for personal reasons, but for reasons where I do believe that any police officer who is accused of violating people's rights, tear gassing people, beating protesters, and all manner of things, that's a big no-no for me. There might be other things about this guy, but I'm sticking strictly on the human rights violations of citizens who are exercising their constitutional rights to protest. And so he gets a big no from me. And now let us move on, What about this guy, Karim Baksh? He's currently the head of the Special Organized Crime Unit, known as SOCO, where they have persecuted so many members of the opposition, persecuted them. They don't go after friends and cronies and family members of the PPP regime. SOCO is used to go after strictly, and for the most part, political opponents of the PPP regime, and they also go after small fishes. The little small guys with a little couple of $100,000, and then they put, wanted for money laundering and all manner of things. So this guy, Karim Baksh, is the head of that unit. Karim Baksh was sent by Irfan Ali and others on various courses abroad, and they were all for a reason. Those courses were all for a reason, because they're grooming him. They want him to be, it's Irfan Ali's top choice to be the next top cop of the Guyana police force. Many of you know Karim Baksh, allegations of, they had, I think, a sexual allegation leveled against him. Allegations, mind you, that were investigated by the Police Service Commission, and all manner of things. Allegations, mind you, allegations. But how many of you guys remember this particular situation? A 12-year-old boy back in 2001 was playing with some friends somewhere there in New Amsterdam, Berbice. A party of policemen headed by this guy, Karim Baksh, were out in search of a wanted man. That wanted man's name, I believe, all I remember was his name was Mark. And they were looking for him. He didn't commit murder. The guy that they were looking for didn't commit murder. He just sat down and talked about what policemen were doing to citizens, and mentioned certain things that he would do and so forth. So they went hunting him down with long rifles and so forth. And so this little boy and his friends, as little boys would do, they would be playing and all manner of things. And so when they saw the policemen coming in their direction, the boys became scared and they ran. They ran into an abandoned house, went into a closet, went into a closet. Mark McKenzie was the wanted man. You get lots of, and you know, my eyes got to be swift on my messages on this phone, that phone, this phone. And Mark McKenzie was the man that the police claimed that was wanted. So they were after this guy, the police. So these little boys saw the policemen, and you know, like little boys, they ran. Because Guyana is not a place where, at least when I was growing up on the quarantine, you see policemen, right, Paul Court? You stop and you say, wow, boy, you feel nice. You feel like they're protecting you. You feel safe. You feel safe. Sorry. Notice Boss Gulliver is saying no sound. Let me guys know if you're hearing me, because Boss Gulliver or Gulliver probably phone is one of those mango pelters or whatever. And so the guys ran. They ran. These little boys, they ran into a closet. And Karim Baksh and the rest of policemen went after these little boys. They ran inside of this abandoned house. And little 12-year-old Montgomery Griffith, thank you guys, hearing loud and clear, is Gulliver phone broke up, right? So this little boy and his friends, they ran inside this house and he ran into a cupboard and he was hiding. Ran into a cupboard and he was hiding. So the police barged into the house and they apparently, based on the report, they knew that those little boys were in that house. And they heard something in the closet or in the cupboard or whatever. And they knew that it was one of the little boys in that. And they fired a shot. And they fired another shot. And the little boy put his and started to scream. And they shot again. They shot his leg off. This little boy was a soccer star at Burbies High School. This guy was so talented. He was so gifted at what he did, the game of soccer. And the party of policemen, headed by Karim Baksh, shot this guy's leg off. Shot it off. Completely off. They weren't charged. They weren't arrested. I'm talking about the policemen. They weren't charged. They weren't arrested or anything of that sort. Nothing happened to them. Absolutely nothing happened to them. Maybe one day you'll be able to ask Mr. Paul Slow, who was the commander at that time, what really transpired. But what I do know is that a file was made out and sent to the then Director of Public Prosecution, Dennis Hanuman Singh. Dennis Hanuman Singh is now dead. But what Dennis Hanuman Singh did, the file was sent to him as DPP, and he immediately recommended that there should be no charges against the policemen. No charges against Karim Baksh or anyone. No charges against them. And that was the end of the matter. I'll take a quick break and be right back.
Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people, search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about.
All right, welcome back. People are fed up. People are fed up. And so this little boy, 12-year-old little boy, lost his leg. He has never been the same ever since. There was no justice. There was nothing. One of the senior PVP guys back then offered the family 5 million Guyana dollars, and the family turned it down. What the family was looking for was justice. They never got that. And for all those years, they are of the view that Karim Baksh and those guys should have been charged. I met the family since then. In fact, this wheelchair, his father is on the line. His father can tell you the rest of it. Mr. Vincent Montgomery Griffith, how are you, sir?
Yeah, man, I agree, man.
Also known as Tana. Many folks from New Amsterdam know you as this. As I speak about this matter tonight and the possibility that Karim Baksh may become the next commissioner of police, how does this make you feel, sir?
Man, really, I tell you the truth. My son never come out me mind. I never forget about story. I never forget about Karim Baksh. And the hurtful thing of Karim Baksh do me, right? It summons me and carry me to court for threatening which he lie. Right? And they had a liar up there the same time Nigel or someone of them was up there the same time when I was at court. And he tell me for done this story, right? Let I be guilty and apologize to Karim Baksh. So I had to turn and tell Karim Baksh, I apologizing to you, but you know that is lie. So they banned me 6 weeks, they give me 1 year ban from telling you anything. But what really happened to Karim Baksh, when he used to there in court, after they ain't doing nothing, he used to there in court prosecuting people. Me son used to tell me, let me go in court because he can't prosecute nobody, right? And he's supposed to be getting prosecuted. So when me and my son go in court now, he always afraid. So he had to do that for keep me away from there. You understand? And I feel so bad that these people ain't do nothing for me son. I carry my son to America. Me son going to school, good. And everything. Everything my son start do, he start fail.
Tana, before
right?
we get to that, explain when you got the news that your son was shot and his leg shot off. How did you feel at that time, you and your family, when you got this news?
Well, I was in Trinidad because I used to go to Trinidad and Barbados and sell carving and thing and come home, right? And I was in Sugarwanas in Trinidad. The time they had some big old phone, right? You know them cell phone them time, the walkie-talkie. So somebody from the States called me and said, hey, you hear what happened to your son? I said, nah, man. What happened to you, man? Something terrible happened to your son. I said, what? They said the police shoot off the man, put him in the hospital. If you cut at the time, I didn't get no blood. You understand what I'm showing you? Because police used to fight me. How police gonna come and shoot off my son's foot now? So after that now, I start get crazy, but I hold my head. And I come home next couple days. So as soon as I come home, I reach home the night. I go straight to the hospital. I say, I want to see my son. The guard said, I can't go and see nobody up there. The hospital closed. I said, I want to see my son. You know, understand what I'm talking? I now come from Trinidad. The police shoot off my son's foot and I want to see my son. So they're fighting me for going in the hospital. So I just decided to say, you know what, you're going to kill me or shoot me too. And I walk and go straight up to the ward. And I go straight there. I said, nurses, I come for see my son with the police shoot off his foot. They said, what you do over there? When I go over there, I see my son with 1 foot, brethren. I tell you, what, this thing, this thing is bring, Mark, what I'm feeling right now. Anyway, when I go and see my son, he's sleeping. I say, you know what? I ain't touching him for giving no shock. I call him. I said, Dingai. He open his eye and he see me and say, come, take your rest. The next morning I go to the station. I said, man, it's who shoot me son and take off his foot. Right? Nobody ain't thinking, I start keep a set of knives. A sergeant gonna come and tell me, I can't keep no knives in the station. I say, you want to do or you want to keep more than knives? Who shoot me son? And all the rest of police officers come and then they realize, oh, it's me son. And from then we start protests. Right? We start protests. Next thing you know, we hear a story in Georgetown that Gajraj calling for this man, Levy got a tongue. And from a sudden police guard rest the dead. Scotland, I could call his name, he dead right now. Scotland, tell me though, because he used to live 40 Starley Town and I live in 39. Right? So this is when we come down to town now, go up on Sharmo and hook up with Mark. And from since then, the story go on, action them for so much, try for folks like if they give me so much and nobody never come and offer nothing. And it end up so I had all the expense, but so used to come and bring things free. Christmas Eve day, I can't forget. Christmas Eve day, so bring a big hamper.
And
So
I know, Tana, I know you're going to talk about the pork story, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And since 2001, we've been fighting for justice for you and your son. And that wheelchair that he got there, I recall the wheelchair. We were on America Street. We got some donations for him. We got a computer for him.
Man.
Yeah. But talk to the audience.
Mark,
yes, sir.
All these people is asking for my son to, donate to. All them is asking for.
Yeah. Let me ask you this before we get to that, though. When you saw your son, what did he say to you happened that caused his foot to be shot off by police? What happened? What he said?
Well, after the night and everything, and he come home, couple days after, then he really had a reasoning. So I said, man, what happened? He said, man, Mark had some story with Karim Baksh friend. There's some Mark, some rum shop.
That's Mark McKenzie.
Yeah. Mark McKenzie, yeah.
Good.
Well, and how Karim Baksh friend had some rum shop and Mark broke up the man them chair or something like that. And the police wanted Mark and Mark come up on some TV and say, oh, we got some grenade and he gonna blow up Karim Baksh or something like that. This is how the madness started with Karim Baksh, right? This is when my son tell me that he was with Mark because the house that he get shot in was not too far from where Mark living. And there was my friend house, right, where he used to go and play drum at. Anyway, the man said he been in the house like 2 days or a day before. The man been playing drums. So it's like he concerning he had, right? And after he go in the house, he there in the house, he hear some man them saying, what to get bread and biscuit in this house. Let me go and tear down the door. Let me go and tear down the house or tear down the door. So he said when he hear though, he go and hide in a wardrobe. Right? And he said everyone come in the house and search. They said anyone named Sean Smith and some other one and search. And anyway, they come out the house. So the guy said when they come out the house, he heard a walk and going away. So he pushed the door for come out the wardrobe. And the wardrobe keep an eye, skeet like. And Karim Baksh is the man who said, hey, they got somebody in the house. Go back in the house. And he sent Sean Smith. Sean Smith is the one where he claiming that shoot me son. And he the one Sean Smith take the rap and Sean Smith in take though. No. After he go back in there now, right? The guy said, also Sean Smith tell me this here now. Right? The guy said, he see a big gun to his foot when they open the door. Sean Smith is the man who put the gun to the door and opened the door slightly. And when he see, this will tell me, right? He said, when he see a small foot, he opened the door. And me, youth man, holler, don't shoot, don't shoot. And same time he opened the door, he sees me son, right? Which he knows me son. He sees a little boy, and not the big man what they're talking about. Karim Baksh now running from behind me with the revolver and start let off shot. And this when Sean Smith's gun go off. This when Sean Smith's gun go off. And after Sean Smith's gun go off, Karim Baksh empty his whole gun on me son. Sean Smith said he had to hunch all. Anyway, he want Sean Smith take the rap, and Sean Smith said no. They go to the station now, me son said, they tear some blind, tie his foot up, and that kind of thing. He said, because every time he open his eye, right, Karim Baksh shoot him and he play dead. Every time he open his eye, Karim Baksh shoot him and he play dead. All his hand bust up, all his foot, all his leg get some big hole. Anyway, they tie a cloth and drag the man and put him on the floor and tie his foot and put him in the hot vehicle with his son being born in. He said he hear a lot of talking. When he raise up and he look back, sir, he see Central Police Station. He said that they quarreling. They didn't know what to do. Anyway, they carry the hospital. Right? After that now, there is this story tell me happened. You understand? So I dey looking for this one Sean Smith because I never know who is Sean Smith. And one day now, I there looking after something by a technician and I see a man up in a house watching me and watching me screw face like, so I call up and say, hey, I see you there watching me screw face all the time. Why you watching me, boy? Why do you, boy? Here he tell me that he hear I want kill you. I said, why? Hey, man, Tana, man, I know you long, man. I Sean Smith, man, I come in. Sean Smith come downstairs. I said, Sean Smith, I never know you, Sean Smith. Sean Smith revealed the whole story to me. Karim Baksh, they want Sean Smith take the rap. All the girls them and the policemen who work at the time, they know that. And Scotty tell the commando that's part slow the story, and they say no, they ain't taking Karim Baksh rap because Karim Baksh go and put back bullet in his gun. Everybody know, all them people where they walking at the time know, right? That's why them girls tell me it's not Sean Smith, it's Karim Baksh. Anyway, pass on them, go and retrieve all the bullet them, all the shells them they find in that house. And this where the story start. That's why you see right now, he want to get the beef with Mr. Slow. It's not beef he getting from Pastor, from the old grievance, because it's God is the man who holy and met the Gatti there till now.
Let me say again, for those who are now joining, we have the father of this little boy, Vincent Mandingai Griffith. His leg was shot off by members of the Guyana Police Force in 2001. And it is said that Karim Baksh was one of the policemen that actually did the shooting. Karim Baksh has since denied the allegations. So we're hearing the story being repeated again, over and over. And Tana, as he's known as in New Amsterdam, has been consistent in telling the same story as related to him by his son and even other, according to Tana, other members who were there on the scene at the time. Karim Baksh is being slated to become the next commissioner of police, and this is the top choice for Irfan Ali. So after all of that, we know that your son was a football star at Berbice High School. What was his mood like right after being shot and during the course of recovery?
His mood was bad, man, because next couple of days he was to go to town and play a game for Berbice.
Football.
About 4 days after that, he was to go to GT. So after that, every time the man watch football, The man used to that crying. So I used to stop him from watching football. You understand? I used to stop him from watching football.
What?
Right now, me skin going right now for them repass for retake and he.
I know how you feel, Tana. Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
how has this? What sort of impact this situation had? This sad story had on your family?
Man, it's not enough impact, man. It got impact till now. Because how me son end up now from the cross there. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
From the crosses with the crossy, how he end up right now. Right now, it's terrible, Mark.
It has never been
Me
the same.
family,
Yeah.
yeah, it could never come out with mind. It could never come out with head. We sleep with it and wake up with it. Especially now. For we know where me son there, we facing, and who make he facing it, and why he facing it. And he should not face it.
And let me just say, just without not getting much into the situation, since this shooting of Vincent Montgomery Griffith, Mandingai Griffith, the father is Montgomery, who's on the phone with us, but the son is Mandingai. It has never been the same for him. It has never been the same for his family. He has had serious flashbacks, all manner of stuff. And even as they migrated to the United States of America, it continued to affect this little boy. Serious psychological problems he has had over the years. And this has basically affected the family so much. Because every time I talk to Tana, I talk to the mother, his sister, who was a little girl then, it has affected the family. They have not received justice. The PVP refused to give them any sort of justice at all, and it's a shame and disgrace. And as a result of this, it has affected this little boy that I should say, or should I allow the father to say, where this little boy is today, even at his.
Yeah, well, Mark, you don't know, in 2002, we got to the United States and he was going to school good and everything. And then afterwards, he tried to play basketball. It affected. He tried for draw. It affected. He tried for go in the studio. Everything he do, it affected. He moving from class to class. He didn't one class all the time. So they had to knock you out of school. And soon as they knock you out of the school, you know, he used to be home with me and all the time and so on. Like he feel neglected. And he started just forget about we and gone all over the place and being dirty, and this thing just got him flipping out. And you know, all the time we try to get it healthy, but you know, we now go up there and thing, and you know what's going on. But anyway, afterwards, one day, we get a call that he there at Virginia. He used to like go to Virginia airport and they're in wheelchair and sit down there and see coming back to Guyana. Right? This we used to do. And sometime 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock the night, the police just call me and say, Mr. So-and-so, yes, your son is here. But we don't have transportation for coming with him. It's like something wrong with his brains. Yeah. Okay, we're going to bring him home. They used to come and bring him home. So we used to tell them we'll go out with you, really. So one night now, what I didn't need to happen, I see happen. I there watching the news, and I see me son there in the news for one set of charge. I said, who is this? Right away the next day I go to Virginia, straight in the Arlington County, center, and I find out about this man. These people tell me all kind of thing. I go and visit this man. The man tell me he didn't even know what happened. Right? He didn't even know what happened. But he see like this a woman sweeping, and he see like this woman now is Karim Baksh who's shooting he, and he gonna beat up the woman. You understand? He gonna beat up the woman. Now they give me son a temp rape, abduction, a bag of weed, and sexual assault. They give you all them charges though. You understand? So I go make it short. The court go on and go on, go on. The white plea dealer, he tell you no. They got it for 1 year from the plea dealer telling no. coming on to 2 years. Then the defender would just go stop go just for straight. 2 years after, they give you another defender. When I go and visit, he tell me the defender said, Lee accept the plea deal, they're gonna drop 3 the charges, left you with 1 and get 3 years. If you tell you no, I cry bitter tears to that glass and hold it and tell my son, no, they're fooling you. They just want the thing to finish. I said, no, let the thing go to jury trial. I gonna get for talk, I gonna get for show pictures. Mark, I tell you, I write from senator to governor to everyone I write and send these pictures to show them what happened with me son. And I begging them let us send back my son home because so ranky. Psychiatrists find out about the father, call me, like go, like talk with the man. Right? They end up saying he fit for trial. When you talk to him, talking to you. But when you see the craziness going, you can't understand. Anyway, next thing you know, the trial coming up. He said, man, left him, man. It's his story, man. He frustrated. And what happened? Anyway, I got to court the day. The man, they done all the cases, and the man court case alone. All the white shirt was there. You understand? All the white shirt was there alone with the bank case. This woman talking in Spanish, the guy interpreter. When the interpreter interpreting it, you hear what this man them talking to, lad. This man them lying for me, son. When they're done, you know what the judge said? A black judge, a Jew prosecutor, and a Hispanic liar like Hispanic liar is Hispanic woman. You know when they're done, you know what? Like me, you know, I had to ask the liar what it said. The man give me son 45 years in prison and take off 5. You know I tell the mama, 45 years in prison and take off 5. And they got for live with though. I'm born living free. You know what I'm saying? I got to live with though. No, listen to me. We got the expense. Me daughter is really look after me son there right now in jail. Me daughter mostly the same thing for he. He show money. He gotta get like things to clean his skin. You gotta get his soap. You gotta get this. You gotta get his snacks. Because the thing what they give you in jail is joke. So you gotta there looking after this man in jail. You know what I go to the embassy? I've been going to the embassy for years for let go and see this man. They never got there which promise. What the other day I got there? I got there in January. I got to them. I met we name again, Sam Hines. I meet you there after I got talking to one of these people about my son again. When I tell me man about my son, if he could remember a thing when the man say, you remember afterwards, the man walk away from me and go upstairs. And I tell them that they're threatening my son in jail for killing, and you gotta do something about it. Just because the man get 1 foot, the gangs them want to take advantage from the man. So the things that what I had to do after the man called, right, and the man telling me what they're trying to do, I asked him, I said, man, you went after the ward of them and thing? He said, yes. He said, he tell them for movie and carry where they had it before in the rocks, where the Onion State Prison where they had it before, when they now give it the 45, right? You see, beg them Africa, them man tell me, but they got gang all over. I said, well, here thing, guy, I gonna tell you this. I said, I'm listening, and I want to hear what I say. I said, they want to move you. These people trying to kill you. I said, what you gotta do is don't go them alone. Kill one of them with you.
Let me say this. Let me ask you, ever since his leg was shot off, allegedly by Karim Baksh, who Irfan Ali has on top of the list to take over as Commissioner of Police, what were some of the flashbacks your son was having since then as a little boy after his leg was shot off? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Man, he's getting a flashback, man. He says sometimes he hearing people talk enough time we there in the house up there. I used to want to know when it's work in an apartment we there and if people they dead in there and what's that. But when I get for overstand afterwards is the flash that the man getting. The man seeing things, the man talking to himself. Right? The man go away from me. The man go away from me for 1 year, we know the man there. You understand? 1 year the man go away, we know where the man there call. Is one day somebody called from New York and say, hey, I see your son by the subway. I said, what? The week now, me and my wife go down and looking for you. And we ain't find you. When we about to board the train now for come again now, for come up in Maryland, my wife turned and said, what thing guy? We sighted there and we carry up. Right? It's after we carry up, right? It start get form. Then like it start get flashes again for like go out, go away again, and they're all over the place. It wasn't nice really. Nothing used to like blow your brain.
Let me ask you
You
this.
understand?
Yeah, Tana, let me ask you, no justice at all since 2001. How do you feel? Obviously, your son's life was destroyed as a result, we can say, as a result of that one incident where those policemen, a party of policemen, opened fire on your son, shots on your son, shot his leg off, destroyed his future, his career as a footballer, possibly would have been a champion representing Guyana. All manner
be a
of things.
champion, Mark.
Yeah.
Positive. Me son would be great. You see me, man? You see how much things I do, brethren? As a craft man, as a print man, everything. Me son would have come out great. The man would have do draw. The man used to watch you and draw. Right? The man used to make it beats, sing song, make it songs. Right? The man was an A1 footballer. He showed the man would be a A1 soccer player in America, man. I'm telling you, man.
As I listen to you and I remember this story, I remember when you and Mandingai, visited my home there in Georgetown. And my son Ryan now, who is a big boy now, saw him.
I was surprised at Ryan, brethren, how the man that's so big.
Saw your son, and every time he was a little boy then, saw your son and said, Daddy, look at boy, police shot his foot, police shot him. A little boy, Ryan is saying, Daddy, look at that boy, police shot him. And this is a sad story for me too, even as I remember all of the things happened right after this situation here. And it really breaks my heart because your son was a very talented young man, talented soccer player, all manner of things. And one incident destroyed this young man's life. One incident. And on top of that, there's no justice at all. I don't know, Tana, how do you feel though, as we close off, that there is a high possibility that the man who is allegedly responsible for your son and for wrecking your family and wrecking the future of your son, allegedly responsible, how do you feel that one day soon he may be the Commissioner of Police of Guyana?
Well, what I say, right? Remember, he's a Rasta man, right? I'm a Rasta. And this is why I trust, right? As they say in the Bible, don't do unto them that do unto you. Leave them. So I feel that there's he pose. If they want the pose, let them give you the pose. That is not concerned about me. What concern is about me is that when he get the pose, then it's when he might get the judgment. You understand? Then is when he might get the judgment because that is just a system. You only wear a cakey, you have to get old and die. It's just a system. And you will suffer for what you do. You understand? Because he was recommended and discharged by the first Attorney General. I can't remember the name. Because the man said the shooting could be avoided. The police then was reckless and this and that and everything. Right? I got all them papers still, all the papers in Joe Harmon office, the whole files. We be asking them for so much, and they had me running wrong, coming from America, come to Guyana. So they had me running wrong till I end up saying, well, no. All the files in that Joe Harmon right now. I don't know what Joe Harmon do. When did they go in there the last time? I know we do. I got to them, and just like if, what I must say, like if they didn't even know me or they couldn't remember, and I didn't like that. But anyway, how I feel about Karim Baksh being a commissioner? You've been a commissioner, you've been a police, it's the same, man. So it won't change nothing from me that you is a man, me watching you as a commissioner. This for you head, and there's the system. You understand? That is the system, but I know someday I can get my justice. Me ain't got touch nobody, me ain't got do nobody nothing, but I can cite it because no one don't do I nothing and gone clear. I don't do them nothing. I left them. Right now, Karim Baksh got a son in the police force in New Amsterdam as a traffic. The other day, right, he tried to mess with one of my family. I didn't even know though. By telling me family, don't park your car there. And my family park your car there to take out some fruits or something from the car to put to his son. So the two had a talking. So he turned and tell you want to pull out your gun like how your father shoot off because my little cousin foot. Then my cousin come and tell me we tell. I said, why me even know Karim Baksh got no son? Me interested in them born on the son. Like I just forget. Like I just forget about these man. These man them like blank out to me mind right now. Me son in my mind. I forget about forces. You know what I'm telling you?
Tana,
I forget the forces.
I know this is opening wounds for you, and every time I see Karim Baksh, your son's story comes right back. It flashes right back on my mind because I remain of this opinion that your son never got justice, should have gotten justice. He got railroaded, and his life was wrecked, destroyed, so to speak, as a result of some trigger happy policemen on that day. They could have avoided this matter, but they knew that the little boy was there. They opened fire. They shot him several times. How many times he got shot on his legs? On his leg?
He empty out the gun. So it was 7 shots he get. He gun was empty, and the gun was Sean Smith had the big gun. Well, he had me pull the trigger and after Karim Baksh shoot from behind. The man hand just pull the trigger because he didn't expect Karim Baksh leg going shot. You got your hand on your trigger, for the man foot, and don't want to tell you, Karim Baksh tell you, must shoot because he's a dangerous man. So you got your hand on the trigger and you go and cock. And you barely open the door, you point your man foot, and when you see the little foot, you hear the man all the door shoot. Karim Baksh running in the back and pelt a shot. You ain't even, I take this man come in the back and you pelt a shot. What gonna happen? Bap! You hand pull the trigger and it go off. So 7 shot the man get. Karim Baksh empty the gun pony by.
Serious allegations level again. Still serious allegations over the years since 2001 level against Karim Baksh. And this is the guy Irfan Ali wants to be your next commissioner of police there in Guyana. Tana, thank you so much for your time, even under the circumstances. Continue to keep hope alive. Continue to be strong, you and your family. Lots and lots of prayers for you, Tana. And please give my regards to Vincent Mandingai Griffith, the man that was done a grave wrong was done to him by members of the Guyana Police Force. Shame on them. Thank you, Tana. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Blessed man. Yeah, man. Rastafari.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sad situation indeed. You heard it all there from the father of Vincent Mandingai
I'm a Rasta man, Mark.
Yes.
I'm a Rasta man. I hold my peace and I hold my fort.
Yeah, Tana. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, appreciate it. You can feel the pain in that man's voice. The father of Vincent Mandingai Griffith. You can feel the pain. The father wants justice. The father wants justice. Karim Baksh was a sergeant then. At that time, the police complaint authority, the head of the police complaint authority is Justice Cecil Kennard, the late Justice Cecil Kennard, who recommended that Baksh be disciplined, but nothing happened. The recommendation by Justice Cecil Kennard, who was the head of the police complaint authority, is still there. Nothing happened. Sean Smith, who was one of those policemen who shot, according to information, mind you, who was with Karim Baksh and allegedly shot off the leg of this little guy. Sean Smith, guess what happened? Sean Smith turned a politician. He was a counselor for the PNC. And then he switched from a counselor for the PNC, and he's now a counselor for the PPP. Guys, Guyana has gone to the dogs under the corrupt PPP regime. It has gone to the dogs. They're trying to manipulate people in all forms. You can't speak out against them. They're going to want to charge you. And when they can't charge you, they are going to try to kill you. That's what the PPP does. They kill you. They go after political opponents and they kill them. They jail them who can be jailed, and they kill those who they want to kill. They slaughter people under the PPP regime. Don't worry with this cybercrime bill that they're talking about. They don't really want to amend cybercrime bills. They want to kill people. They want to kill political opponents. They have a history of doing that. Look at all the people they've charged with cybercrime. Malcolm Harry Paul spoke out against them. They charged him. They got him back and forth. Rhonda Lane, they charged her cybercrime. All political opponents. But look at the people who are cussing up, who are doing all manner of things. One particular man said he's going to poison all black people in Guyana, kill them out. That is what that young man, some Imran, said. And then he came a couple of days after and said, "Me sorry, man, me sorry. No charges, no nothing." Or Rhonda Lane, poor Rhonda Lane, they charge Rhonda Lane. For what only God knows. Malcolm Harry Paul, they charged Malcolm for cybercrime, all because Malcolm said that let Irfan them take their supporters. And Malcolm is of East Indian descent. Malcolm said he was a lieutenant of the Guyana Defense Force. Malcolm said the PPP doesn't want Guyanese of East Indian descent to join the military. They don't. And all Malcolm was saying is take your supporters and let them fight. And guess what? They charge Malcolm with cybercrime. They charge others cybercrime. And so they don't, since they can't kill people right now, they under the PPP, Waddle was killed. Under the PPP, Courtney Crummy Wing assassinated. Under the PPP, so many people were wrongfully jailed. Under the PPP, so many people flee Guyana. Yes, under the PPP. So this cybercrime stuff is, don't worry with them. They want to kill people. They want to slaughter people. Many of them have a history of doing that in the PPP regime. They're gangsters. They're murderers. But take a look at those who want, as we prepare to wrap up tonight. Lots of people are looking in the direction of Simeon McBean to become the next commissioner of police, the most qualified of all of them. Simeon McBean is the most qualified of all of them. And I'm not sure if you heard any sort of controversy surrounding Simeon McBean. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Simeon McBean. Mind you, I know Officer McBean since he was a little boy. We were all little boys in the village, but I was a couple of years older than him. And in 2001, Officer McBean put some handcuffs on me. We all grew up in the village. He put handcuffs on me. And I'm saying this here not to say that I've held that against him. But despite of all of that, he's the most qualified, and probably is, not probably, he is the best out of what we see here tonight. He is the best of what we see here tonight. Forget about the fact he put handcuff. I always, whenever I run into him in Georgetown, I say, oh, you put handcuff on me, man. We little boys in the same village. And he smiled. He had a job to do. I don't know why he put handcuff. I was on America Street. They were looking for me for some protest I was in. But he put a handcuff on me. But putting that aside, though, just like I knew Watts when we were little boys, I knew Mr. McBean when we were little boys as well. And I wouldn't dare recommend Watts to be Commissioner of Police after all the allegations against him, violation of people's human rights, beating up protesters, tear gassing protesters. No, I can't. I can't do that. But the best of all of this, all of these folks, is Simeon McBean. The question is whether Irfan Ali is going. If they're going to want to have Simeon McBean there as the Commissioner of Police, since yes, it should be in Mr. and so forth. So we've got to be careful with that. What are you saying? They're saying yes, they want McBean. They want McBean. He's the best and probably the most qualified of all of them there, and someone that we hardly hear of any sort of controversial or corruption with. That we hardly hear. I haven't heard any, but what I do know is the rest are highly controversial. Now, the second in line from Mr. McBean is Mr. Budram. So the race, in my opinion, is going to be between Budram and McBean. Budram and McBean. Budram has some controversy surrounding him as well, but from my understanding, he is a straight shooter. But the race is going to be between Budram and McBean. McBean may tip him, despite the fact that Irfan Ali wants to put Karim Baksh. Karim Baksh would be a horrible commissioner of police. Watts will make a horrible and an ignorant commissioner of police. We've had some ignorant commissioners of police, but Watts will beat them out. Those ignorant commissioners police that we've had. Watts is just an ignoramus, and he will be an ignorant commissioner of police. In terms of Mr. Blanham, well, I don't know. Overseas law enforcement agency, somebody said, I don't know. They have an eye on him. I don't know for what. Don't ask me. Don't ask me at all. But I'm going to get off this program here, wishing you guys a safe and a blessed weekend. Those who are preparing to celebrate your birth anniversary, September month. You can't go wrong with that, right? You can't go wrong with September month. But apart from that, you guys continue to pray for Guyana. Pray for that country. We got to pray for our country. And this little boy, such a sad story. I'm sure if I ask Ryan if he remembers this little boy, it will come right to his mind. Dad, look at the little boy. Police shoot him. Police shoot a little boy. That was what, 2 years old Ryan was, as he was saying. 2 years old. Police shoot a boy. You know, police shoot a boy. Police shoot a boy. Whew, Guyana. I'm out of here, guys. God bless you all. If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. If you're celebrating it tomorrow, happy birthday. If you're celebrating it Sunday, if you're celebrating your birthday on Sunday, God bless you too. All right, I'm out of here. And thank you all. I see people already wishing me a happy birthday, but that's okay. I'll see you guys back on Monday. Wayne Caesar is going to be on tomorrow, 7 o'clock, but I'm out of here. Such a sad situation, this little boy. Sad situation. His life was destroyed as a result of corrupt members of the Guyana police force, trigger-happy members of the Guyana police force, who are the reason this young man is where he is today, and look at his condition. Shame on those vagabonds in the Guyana police force, and shame on those vagabonds who covered up this incident. There will be justice, though, one day soon. Goodbye for now.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barrett and Sue. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US, and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yes, he is a friend of ours.